broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Markeia McCarty, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Oh, that's right. Welcome to 2015, new year, and a new WWE Main Event. I'm Markeia McCarty, and with me today is the Scott Narver.
That's right, the Scott Narver, because no one else wants to be one. There's just a bunch of Scott Narvers out there.
Well, welcome to the new year, Scott.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, how were your holidays?
My holidays were excellent.
Ooh.
Yours sounded better than mine.
Yes.
Mine were very low-key.
Mine were very relaxing and also drunkenly, so I'm very proud of that. Mm-hmm. It's good to do both.
And Tom is sick from his?
Yes.
Overindulged?
Yes. Tom partied a little bit too hard with the Wyatts, so he is out for the count. And Gabby is working tonight, but you do have the two of us to speak about WWE Main Event in Laredo, Texas that happened technically last night, but is happening right now. Mm-hmm. What did you think about this main event, Scott?
I thought this was really good, especially it really started off with a bang.
Oh my goodness. I was blown away by this main event. I mean, I have a lot of hope for the rest of the year simply because of the way that they started it. I loved it. Mm-hmm. Like, for instance, I mean, you know, everybody's already seen Raw, but since we have the recap happen on Main Event, we get to recap it. And then, of course, we had the opening of John Cena's Appreciation Night. Due to Seth Rollins' machinations, John Cena had to choose between a friend or bringing the authority back, and he's John Cena. I know what I would have chosen. Mm-hmm. So he chose to save his friends, and the authority is back in power. And just an amazing sequence of events of, I love Stephanie McMahon, and she was absolutely incredible. She was in her element.
She was on fire.
Ooh.
She was thrilled to be back.
It was just this animalistic glee of everything that Stephanie, and I absolutely adored every second of it, every toe-curling second of her evilness.
She was like, if you have a sibling and you're doing something to annoy them, but yet you rat them out and get them in trouble with mom, like, Mom, he's hit me, and then they get scolded, and then you're like, yeah, what are you gonna do? You got in trouble, and that was annoying you. That's what Stephanie was like.
Yeah, with that face, too. Mm-hmm. That was absolutely perfect. But yeah, so Cena brings back the authority. They hosted John Cena Appreciation Night, whereupon we find out that Seth Rollins, because he was able to orchestrate everything to just right to bring them back, is now going to be involved in a triple threat match in the Royal Rumble. And I am amazed. And I don't think he can. How does he expect to hold his own in a ring with Cena and Lesnar?
He''s a slimy rat. He's quick. He's agile. He'll get in and out of there. Once these two mega like Godzilla monsters just go at it, he'll just slide out of the way and let them take each other down, and then try and scoop up the scraps.
Oh man,
that's what I think anyway.
Oh man, you know, you're probably 100% right too. But then on top of that, like, not only does Cena have to deal with that happening, Stephanie McMahon then and Triple H, he's there too. Mm-hmm. They then bring in Team Cena. You know, you've got Ryback, you've got Rowan, and you've got Dolph Ziggler. Stand them in the ring, and Stephanie McMahon, and like the ultimate evil, you're fired. I replayed that a few times.
Because you were happy about it?
Because she's amazing.
Okay.
Just the absolute glee in that, and that it was like my dreams had come true. Because if you don't remember, like way back when, I was like, okay, so if Team Cena wins, and well, actually, I was like, if the Authority wins, because I wanted the Authority to win, and then they would make Cena fire 2 of his people, and instead, they fire 3 of Team Cena, and it's like, that is amazing, and I am so happy that they did that. It's like, well done. Well
Yeah,
done,
they were following through with this stuff, and all the while, nothing happened to Sting. Sting's fine.
And we can all be happy about that.
Yeah, and Sting beat up Triple H. And
Which is
Triple
always
H,
great to see.
yeah, I guess he's forgotten about it. It's water under the bridge. No big deal. Everything's fine.
Yeah, and can I say something about the production value at the end of this entire recap, where it was just, you know, confetti falling, the music's playing, and then it goes into that like audio version of your ears ringing, and it's just evil is one, here's the kiss. And I was like, this is fantastic. Thank you for whoever directed that, because that was beautiful. I'm going to use that word a lot.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. I found a lot of beautiful things in this main event.
I think I've realized why Tom isn't here is because he's sick because it was John Cena Appreciation Night. So he's just yakking on a porcelain bowl right now, just still recovering from the fact that we had to celebrate John Cena for 3 hours.
Yeah. John Cena is John Cena, and Tom the Calm is he's a secret Cena lover.
He loves Cena.
Loves
the second
Cena.
this show goes off air, he's just doing this all the time. He's getting the bandanas and putting it on his arm and the
wearing
wristbands.
the neon.
He's always wearing jorts. We got this lovely desk here. You can't see it. He's always wearing jorts.
He actually is. That is not a bit. Tom the Calm wears jorts.
Tweet him. You'll see. You'll know.
Okay, but bringing us to the first match of the night, an incredible first match. Paige followed in with Natalya versus Nikki Bella, Diva Champion, and of course followed by Brie. Commentators were Michael Cole, Bradshaw, and Booker T, which I love him.
Booker's great.
Wow.
Booker's always great.
I just loved everything that he brought to the mic. I mean, Booker T is so pro wrestler. He had great things to say, fantastic background for each wrestler. It's like, I kind of forgot that that's how commentary could be.
Yeah, he's energetic, he's enthusiastic, and he brings that. It's not the casual sort of observations that don't have much insight that we've been getting as of late. Like this whole show from the start of this, it was full of surprises. Like it's a surprising right away. Like, whoa, Booker T, really? And then what ended up being this match, also surprising.
Yeah. I mean, this match, and we kind of talked about it a little bit ahead. It was like, what, 20 minutes? It was the main event. Well, I always consider the first match the main event of main event.
That's how they often do it. They've
Yeah.
been trained to think that way.
And you start off with a Diva match, which is amazing. Not only that, but a really kick-ass one. I mean, starting from the beginning, they just go at each other. There's energy. I loved Nikki just doing the slams of Paige down on the mat. I mean, how did you feel about this match? What were your feelings?
They knew what we didn't. They knew that they were going to get 20 minutes. In no way did we know as an audience, like, oh, this might be like, 5-6 minutes at most. They knew they had that time, so they knew they could go at it. They could tell a story. They could really deliver on and fire out on all cylinders. Like, it was just so great to watch because they knew something we didn't and were able to deliver in that. So it was great. It was really, really great to see that that's what they're capable of.
Yeah, man, it's like... oh man, just there were so many great moments in it. Like for instance, when I was never a big fan of Paige doing any of the hair pulling stuff. Remember, she did that when early on last year when she had first come in. I was like, oh my god, lay off of people's hair. And she was doing that with Nikki Bella on the side of the ring, and then Nikki full out flipped her onto outside of the ring.
Yeah.
And I thought that was absolutely fantastic. And then she did it again to Paige from the corner posts, onto the mat like that, or Nikki Bella mocking her by doing push-ups. I mean, that's fantastic. That is beautiful. That is me wanting to have an avatar in a game that's my taunt. I just do some push-ups. So, that, absolutely incredible. And
for those at home, every time Markeia says beautiful, take a shot.
I'll try to keep it at a moderate amount.
We're already at 37. The chat room is saying they loved it.
Yeah, what wasn't to love about this? I mean, even at the beginning, Paige starting and saying, "How's your face? How's your face, Nikki?" It's like personality, conflict, a really great story, athleticism, sneakiness, Natalya running around in heels and taking down a Bella. It's like there's nothing to not like about this. What was your rating like, or what's the chat room saying?
Well, it's a lot of love. There's comparisons to Trish and Lita that were the best of the Divas previously.
Nice.
The one saying even match of the year, an early nomination for it. So yeah, there's a lot of love for this match and a lot of appreciation for it getting the time that it should get. I
am so glad that they did that. That this deserved it, and it used every bit of it. And I felt another telling thing for that was the commentators. They weren't talking about everything else under the sun. They were into the match. Until when it started closer to the end, then they were like, hey, and also coming up, we're going to have this, this, and that.
Sure.
And then it was back into the match. It was so good. I'm so happy that this is how it started. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. And favorite moment of the match. There were so many. Favorite moment of the match. Nikki Bella has Paige down on the mat, extends her arm and is doing knee into the armpit. Does one, says to the crowd, should I do one more? Does one, and then Paige saying, I need one more. I gave it a 5. I could not give it anything less.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I'm very stingy with my 5s. And I absolutely, if you can't tell, I absolutely adored this. How about you?
I gave it 412 eagle cries.
Whoa. You are stingy with your eagle cries.
I am very stingy with my eagle cries.
Yeah, well, moving on after that, I was even impressed with their in-betweens, with their, infomercials for things.
Sure.
Like the Sci-Fi Thursdays SmackDown infomercial.
Right.
I assume is this the first time they played it, or has that played a lot on, other ones? I tend to stick with Main Event.
Sometimes I kind of tune the commercials out just because I know I'm going to see them hundreds of times over, so... I don't recall seeing it before, but they very well could have aired it before.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I mean, funny, and very, very informational. It was infotainment. I know SmackDown is starting on Thursdays after, January 15th?
Yeah.
There we go. But yeah,
good. Let some of us have our Friday nights back. Let us go out on a Friday night. Don't shut us at home to watch wrestling on a Friday night.
Yeah, man, we're already nerds. Don't force us to be,
It's already scary to go out on a Friday night, for crying out loud.
Oh. But yeah, absolutely, great arm lock work. I tried to do notes. I have some chicken scratch down with a whole lot of exclamation points and beautiful on it.
Shot.
Oh, yeah.
You're getting a lot of beautifuls in the chat room, too. They're right with you.
It was fabulous. Then, moving on. So speaking of earlier where they did the recap of where Stephanie McMahon fired Ryback, Rowan, and Dolph Ziggler. And then Rusev has a message to say to Ryback, with their whole rivalry thing. So Rusev and Lana, who's wonderful, were with her shot top. I love their dynamic, and I'm so glad that we're going to see a lot more of them. For a while, I was a little bit worried because they brought out that whole thing during the same time we were having problems in
right, yeah.
Right. So
political problems
that could have crossed the line, but thank goodness it didn't. But in any case, because Rusev is going to have this message to say to Ryback, they did a recap of Renee with Ryback, which you can see the whole thing on WWE.com exclusive, right? And that, what did you think about Ryback's interview with Renee?
Rusev?
No, Ryback.
Ryback.
When he was with Renee.
Ryback's still a little weird when he talks. Like, there's something that's not, for me, that's not quite there yet. Like, just the big guy, as he is. I don't know. Maybe it's that it still feels really scripted with a lot of these guys, that it's not genuine. Whatever he's wanting to say, it's not genuine. I would love a guy of few words that just meant it. He seems like a perfect candidate for it. Just, maybe Renee's asking him an elaborate question like, I'm going to beat him. And then just a cold, dead stare and like a shrug of the shoulder like, what? Just something like that. Like, I don't need to be impressed with elaborate metaphors and being told like all the things they're going to do. A guy like Ryback, just straightforward. I don't need to hear a big promo from him. Like, I just don't buy it yet. Like, I know he's been doing this stuff for a while, but it's just doesn't click with that character for me.
Interesting. I kind of like the whole him getting kind of emotional with things. But since you did say that, I did kind of tune out a little bit while he was, that's a horrible thing to do when a man is, saying his speech about how he got fired and how he feels about it and everything like that. But I enjoyed, him being emotional. I enjoyed that, how it looked. But yeah, the words were a little off. So yeah, that's interesting.
It's weird to, an emotional guy by the name of just Ryback. Like, if we're going by Ryback or if we're going by his name of Ryan Reeves, that's different. That feels like a person.
Right.
This isn't a person.
Right. Ryback's a weapon.
Yeah.
That's a tool.
Yeah.
It's something that's used and something that you don't want to get out of your hands because somebody else will use it even more effectively than you could. But I will have to say, when he was walking off, all I could hear was the Hulk music.
the walk and the hitchhiking.
The piano score. Yeah, that's all I could hear while he was taking off his onesie.
Yeah, that's no good. His onesie.
His onesie. But yeah, and then they moved on. And then Lana was like, well, at least boo-hoo, at least you were spared having to face the Rusev. Yeah, and then Rusev had his say with, which was great. I also kind of tuned out with it because I was enjoying the crowd response so much. But I'm sure it was good.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
I think some of these guys, the fewer words, the better. Vary it up. That some guys, like your Triple H's, your Seth Rollins, they're going to say a lot. Let Lana say more,
Yeah, I kind of liked it when he just spoke in Russian and she would translate.
Yeah, let him be mad in his own language.
Ooh, yeah.
Like, him speaking English, not that I'm able to at this moment, him speaking English, sure, he can do it, but why bother? If people are booing him speaking in Russian, speak Russian.
Yeah.
Why speak in English?
Yeah, have Lana just do her thing. She's so good at emoting, and her disdain for everybody is just beautiful. So it's just like you just need to let her do her thing and just continue on with it. But after that, then they also show Rowan with his very long and in-depth interview with Renee. Specifically, it was 4 words. So Renee goes, so how do you feel about all of this happening? And his words are, disappointment comes to mind. Mask. Walk away.
And I guess I'm getting what I'm asking for. He's a man of few words.
Yes.
It's very strange. I like, that's what is at least fun with him. That it's so different and strange that I'm watching and I'm going, what? So I'm into it. I'm not tuning out.
Okay. Well, I wish that there was a mixture of the two, like a bit more emotion. Like I wanted, instead of, it just kind of was a little bit flat for me. I wanted anger or just like, a vengeance mindset or something. It was a little one note for the 4 words.
Lobotomized.
I mean, it was substanceless, and I know he can do better. But he had 4 words. So, you know, what do I expect? It's 4 words. But we know we're going to see them again. So I am looking forward to seeing more of that.
How? They're fired.
Oh, no. People who are fired never come back.
Never.
Ever.
Look it up. Google it.
It's like in comic books. When they die forever.
That's right.
And then we had Dolph, which, okay, this one I loved. I will be honest. Dolph Ziggler, he was shell-shocked, you know, and it was just, he's like, hey, I'm just trying to do a good thing. I'm just trying to be a good wrestler, be a good professional, be a good person. I thought I did good stuff, but at the end of the day, I don't have a job. And then I liked the personal thing where he goes, it was nice working with you, Renee. I was like, oh, nice. What did you think with it?
I think Renee should have responded in turn like, I don't know if we really work together. I don't, like, you kind of did stuff in the ring. Yeah, that was a nice touch. I still feel like there's the elephant in the room of Sting, you know, where it's almost like everybody should address it, even if they're not angry at him and, you know, feeling whatever it is they feel.
How would you address it?
I don't know. It's like if Dolph were to go like, I did what I did, Sting did what he did, and don't be surprised if you see us again. Like almost a threat. Like if he's taking the head spot of the leader of all this, and he did what he did, that it's like this isn't over, and just giving a tease of like the comic book deaths and this and that. It's like Dolph isn't gone. That if he just tucks his tail and leaves, like it's a shame. Sure, it's a good-hearted guy, but he's the leader of all this. Like he's the next guy, so right. Be a little threatening.
Yeah, I get that. You know, give us that to be continued ... as opposed to just the end of the frame.
Yeah, there is no season finale. This goes on forever.
Man, but you know, keeping in mind that they had each of them had a pretty rough night before that point anyway.
That was cool.
Yeah, I can't believe, well, hey, bad news. I've got some bad news. Love that he's holding a belt again. So, I want to say, yeah, I can't wait for Dolph to try to get that back from him. Oh, no.
Yep, no.
Dolph is fired. Well, in any case, Royal Rumble will be January 25th. Can't wait for that in the San Francisco, correct? No, wait, I'm confusing it with WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I'm already looking forward to WrestleMania. But yes, January 25th, Royal Rumble.
Philadelphia. I'm going there with my brother.
Yeah, isn't Tom going? No, it was you.
Me. I'm going.
Awesome.
Old times. Me and my brother used to go to shows all the time, so this will be cool.
Oh,
I'm really excited.
Great. I love that about wrestling. It really does. It's something I always did with my dad. So it was like, well, you know, in the old school, super old school wrestling when I was like 8 or 9.
When you would go with flowers and then pluck the petals when IRS would come out. He loves me. He loves me not.
Or I'd have a board waiting for bushwhackers to come out. You know, whatever. But yes, the second match where we have the new and improved Fandango with his valet, Rosa Mendez. Yeah, this is a different Fandango. What did you think about this with 2015 would be the year of love and hostility?
I like that they're doing something more with the character. It's not dropping what he was. It's just adding on to what he was. And I like that he could keep changing dance styles and keep changing dance partners, that it could keep being this. Like, that's a great idea. Just tweaking the music a little bit. You can still hear it in there. He could always go back to what it was before at any point. Like, it's a great idea to keep something fresh for something that seems such a one-note idea.
Yeah, it kind of did.
And it did, and he's running with it, and it gives Rosa something to do, which is great, because she's been there for a long time and just was on for a little bit, and then she's off, and then this is a great spot for her.
Yeah, I mean...
But I know, was it you and Gabby that say, like, she dances weird, which I just haven't noticed yet? I think Gabby kind of calls her out.
I think that was Gabby. If anything, I would have been like Summer Rae was a bit of a weird dancer. I mean, I loved her commitment, though. You can't knock commitment.
I'm gonna ask the chat room if Rosa
they
dances
remember.
weird.
But yeah, with Fandango, since you brought IRS up before, this new Fandango wearing this outfit totally took me back to my IRS days. I mean,
got a crush?
This is a beautiful man. Are you kidding me? With like, it's like that, he barely fit into his clothes. And they said, what, he's 244 pounds, and all of that's muscle, and now it's mean muscle.
There's got to be a little fat in there.
There might be a little bit, but I didn't see it in that outfit. But in any case, it's like once like he started off, I mean, immediately, running into R-Truth with it was Fandango versus R-Truth. Who thanks to R-Truth, I knew which city we were in. I didn't know, because they usually have it up in the top.
Yeah.
It's Laredo, Texas. So thanks to R-Truth putting it in his rap.
Yeah.
Which is
Laredo, what's up?
Yeah, but like immediately, like this shoulder check slam, holding R-Truth down on the mat, and then just disdainfully getting up, like graceful yet kind of lethal. What did you think about this match?
Well, first off, there's a mixture of responses from the chat room about Rosamanda's dance style. That it's, at first it was weird, but now it's all right. Yes, she does. She isn't the best dancer. She's a bit stiff. This is great. I love the fact that the chat room is very divided on Rosamanda's dancing ability, which I'd be curious if our YouTube watchers also comment on the video and let us know their thoughts on Rosa's dancing ability. This match was also, it was great to see more Fandango and more R-Truth. Again, guys that we know are there and doing something. And it would be a great feature of Main Event if, much how they change it up all the time, that if there is always at least one match that we get, roughly like 20 minutes or so. And so even if we saw two guys like this get to go, when we don't get to see that out of them all the time.
I do kind of wonder what they would bring. What's the message that they would give? What's the story that they would tell if they ever had more than the 3 to 6 minutes for a match?
Everybody's capable. That's how they got there. Like there's, without question, everybody can do this. They got this job to be there, to be a great wrestler.
Yeah, they went through the hero's trial to get to this point, to then run into a brick wall. Pretty much.
And the worst outcome that happens is either we care more or we care less. So either we'll cheer them more or we'll boo them more.
Well, any response is a good response, especially when it comes to wrestling. But yeah, I like the villainy. Wait, is that a word? Villainy.
Sure, yeah.
Villainy is a word. I like the villainy that was just coming off of the two of them, Rosa and Fandango. It's like her ringside manner, where she was just rubbing her hair and just like, yes. And I was like, whoa, well, look at you. You're saucy. You're a saucy one. And then afterwards, when he wins and they're in the ring together, I was like, that's a beautiful picture right there. And it's just, and even like his, the savage leg drop that he did. Like, he was lethal grace, and it was also precise, like from the corner post up, and the leg landed exactly where it was supposed to. I'm glad they did a replay of it, because I'm like, that is so incredible, so fantastic, so new and improved Fandango, that move right there, that I can't wait to see more of him.
He's gonna hurt his butt. Like, that's just...
No, those are made out of steel. I checked.
Well, that steel is gonna is gonna get bent over time. Like, there's no way that. I just feel bad when it's something like on the butt or something like that. After you do it for weeks and months, it's just like, Vince, my butt hurts. Like, my move is I jump off the top rope and I land on my butt. Like, hey, that was your move. You decided to jump on your butt. Like, oh, it hurts.
Feel like that butt move's gonna get you far, kid. It's gonna get you far. But it was kind of a squash match. You already knew who was gonna, win. But what was your rating for it?
I gave it 17 roses in the teeth.
Oh, I ended up giving it 3.75 because I thought it was very decent, very good match, and feel like it went into the 4 and up realm. But I am excited about this new Fandango. You know, kind of feel bad for R-Truth. Is he going to become the Kofi now because Kofi's off doing a New Day?
There's always got to be one.
Yeah. But I was kind of thrown off by it. Kind of felt like to me that there was a big age difference within the ring when I saw this sleek Fandango running around and then R-Truth doing the moves, doing the do, but it was just like, man, this kind of seems a little bit mismatched for it to be a squash match. But so maybe that's just
the
me.
rookie's beating up the veteran. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, it didn't make me feel that great inside, seeing it. But Fandango's pretty. So, but yeah.
Just a meat market to you, huh?
Yes, that's the only reason why I watch wrestling. That is not the only reason why I watch wrestling.
Main event meat market.
No, it really isn't. But yeah, moving on. We did the Daniel Bryan Needs You commercial. Sorry, I actually looked at the commercials for this.
Those are fun.
Yeah, those are super fun. And learned that SmackDown this Friday they'll have a tag team titled triple threat match. I mean, they technically have already had this, but now the belt's on the line. Mm-hmm. Now Usos, Dust, and Miz and Mizdow. So I know I will be tuning in for that. So match number 3 and our final match of the night, actually. It was Jack Swagger versus Titus O'Neil. So I thought this was a nice matchup for the two. I always consider them to be pretty similar in size and like strength and breadth. I mean, obviously Jack Swagger's gotten more camera time, more character development, going from heel to face and everything like that than Titus has. Although Titus does have a history of Slater Gator, which will live forever. Mm-hmm. And I love that. But yeah, for this match, if I could just say, I enjoyed that they are trying to put Titus on the mic now.
Yeah.
Like he was commentator before, and they had him on the mic right before his match.
Yeah, he's really good at inciting a crowd.
Yeah.
And he's a charismatic guy, and when in the Primetime Players, they would both be on the mic and they brought a different energy to it, and yeah, give that guy a mic. Let's see what happens. And he's really good at it.
Yeah, I just like that they're giving him that chance to develop things, really find that niche, with TITU seal noises.
He's barking.
I know, but it's a seal barking. I'm sorry, I'm never going to be on board with that. I'm glad that he has, college and fraternity pride and everything like that. I don't like it. It's just weird. But in any case, it helps with his character, his personality, gets him riled up in the ring. It's his taunt, which it works beautifully as a taunt because it gets under my skin. But yeah, so you had Jack Swagger and Titus O'Neil. My absolute favorite part of this match was, and I'm sure you noticed, Jack Swagger basically went Super Saiyan. Did you see that with his hair?
Oh,
Super Saiyan.
Yeah, Tom really was into his hair and wanted to talk about it. He texted us before and he's like, "I'm sorry I couldn't make it, but I wanted to talk about Jack Swagger's hair."
Oh yeah. Oh man. No, like Dragon Ball Z with
I never watched it, but I'm aware of it. Yes.
Okay. Well, there's a character Goku. Mm-hmm. Like he would amp up and power up, and as he powered up, there were different levels for him to power up. And as he did, his hair changed from brunette to this blonde, and would
just
stick
shoot
straight up. Yeah, and be it's kind of like a visual cue of his power, that he's a different, more powerful individual. He's going Super Saiyan.
It's the Dilophosaurus in Jurassic Park when, you got Newman there, and then it's, the little side things, wrap up, and it's you're going to get spit in the face.
Exactly. That was my favorite part, though. Yes, for the Super Saiyan. But what did you think about this match?
This was another match. I know it's an odd main event, and I know the chat room is saying that as well. Just this is a random match that occurred, but it wasn't the build to being a main event. But again, I at least like seeing these guys in a matchup where they can do something. Titus, we've always wanted to see more from. Swagger, we're always interested in what he's doing. Hopefully he's not always just grabbing, as you always pointed out, like grabbing Rusev's
That was his first move.
foot and then just trying to tap the guy out.
It's like, stop doing that. Because not only going straight for the Patriot lock, right? Going straight for that, not only does that tip your hand to the guy of, hey, I'm trying this the first time. That means I'm going to try this again. But then it's also, do you really want that out of a match? Like, you're on camera. This is your moment. Do you want it to be a 6-second match? Like, for honest? But I'm sorry, you go ahead.
Well, I think what's odd about it is a guy like Kurt Angle, when he was in the WWE, I don't know if you watched much of his stuff when he was there.
Probably not.
He did the ankle lock as well, but this guy was a submission guy. He was an Olympic gold medalist. Like, he was a legit badass and would submit guys all the time. So when he put that move on, guys would lose to it, or it's the immediate fear of, you will lose to this. Swagger doesn't have that streak anymore of doing that, so when he puts it on, and we see that no one's tapping out to it, that doesn't mean a whole lot. So if he was doing it, if it was that immediate threat of he's putting on the ankle lock, and it's like, oh, Titus might tap out right now, but we know he's not going to, because it hasn't been winning. So in this case, it should be built up again. Like, we should see the progression of, he's going after the foot, he's going after the ankle, and then we know that that's coming. But when he does it right away, it's like, you haven't taken enough hit points off yet.
Yeah. It's like...
he's got full armor, he's got hit points.
That life meter is full.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
Like, what are you trying to do here? It's like, nobody said finish him.
Yeah.
Man. But yeah, I did enjoy a lot of different parts of this match. Like, there was just grappling. It's like these two evenly sized, big men. I mean, these are monsters of men, and they're grabbing each other. Titus is tossing Jack Swagger over his head onto the mat. Jack Swagger is doing a reverse bear hug. I'm sure it's got a name.
I just like reverse teddy bear.
Reverse teddy bear. And then
there is no love in the reverse teddy bear.
There is not in the reverse teddy bear. There's no room for love. And then, like, flipping him out of the ring. I mean, he did that twice to Titus, and it's just all this muscle and all this sweat and athleticism, and it's just, they were huffing and puffing, near the end of it. And of course they were. I mean, you don't have to be a high flyer, to get seriously winded, especially with the moves that they were doing. So I did appreciate that. I appreciated Titus just kind of being different. He just seemed, he seemed more focused. Like, he's starting to, if there's like a kaleidoscope or something and it's starting to shift into something that's recognizable. He was a scattered thing, and now it's more formed. There's more focus. So I'm interested in what he's going to continue on with this year. So, but yeah, and I even put here, fave moment, Swagger, clotheslines, and Super Saiyan rage. What did you think about that ref call that the commentators were talking about? They were like, he was like by a mile.
What was it again? Was it a pinfall? That it was the...
Yeah, it was Swagger had Titus down, and Titus was reaching for the bottom rope. And yeah, if you remember that, like, what were your feelings on that? I've got mine. What were your feelings?
It didn't feel like it played out right. Like, it felt odd to me. Just it happening, the placement and everything, like, it didn't feel... I don't know, maybe if I was there live, I would have been into it, like, whoa, he's trying to go for the rope, like, that feeling when you're there and yelling at the ref and all that, but I don't know, maybe watching it on television late at night and just eating ice cream, like, whatever.
I thought it was a little bit anticipatory on the part of the ref. Like, I think that third would have happened if the ref wasn't like, oh, okay. Maybe the chat room has an opinion on for that, or maybe it's just like one of those things of, yeah, of course he got the rope, everybody knows. But man, but yeah, for the ending part of the match, it was actually really great. Jack Swagger, the whole Titus Jack Swagger thing kind of reminded me of Running Man, If the match between Arnold Schwarzenegger and Captain Chaos, what was the
Jesse Ventura? Like the
it
CGI one?
probably was Jesse Ventura.
The one where it's not him. And
exactly, when they're thrown into the pit and it's
Jesse Ventura.
Jesse Ventura.
Former WWE
governor,
wrestler
right?
And commentator for the WWE as well.
Ah.
Did you know that?
I did not know he was a former commentator.
Oh, yeah.
I know that. I know about the wrestling.
He's one of the greats. Him and Vince McMahon as a pair on Saturday night's Main Event.
Oh, nice.
Which are on the network, and you can hear those two, like, amazing chemistry between those two.
Oh,
awesome.
Fantastic.
Jesse Ventura is one of the greats in WWE.
Yeah, well, I loved him in Running Man.
He's great in that, too. And Predator. When they're on the same team.
Right. He was in Predator. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. What a great movie, too.
And a third pairing of those two, where the movie is not as great, Batman and Robin.
Oh, no.
Jesse's one of the prison guards.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger is Mr. Freeze. Oh, wow. Well, in any case, with the bringing me back to the point, when Titus ran Jack Swagger into the metal pole, immediately flashed to Running Man, into the wall of spikes. And then Titus got him back in the ring, boot to the face, clash of the Titus, which is actually a pretty sweet move. I mean, it was, Jack Swagger's like, 270 maybe? For 270 pounds, lifting that man, turning him just so, and a beautiful hit down on the mat to just like end the entire match. So yes, aptly named Clash of the Titus.
Mm-hmm.
So, but all of that all together, for the rating, I also gave this a 3.75. I thought it was solid. I enjoyed Titus, looking forward to more from him. I feel like Jack Swagger wasn't hurt in any way, not physically, but I mean like character-wise, like kind of like how I feel like R-Truth is the next Kofi. I don't feel like Jack Swagger is the next, I don't know, insert here, who would have been an equivalent of Kofi, where it's just they're chum in the water whenever old Fandango.
Sure, yeah.
I don't feel like Jack Swagger is old Fandango. So yeah, 3.75.
Yeah. The chat room, basically, EDM 72,000 puts it best of refs are blind. Yeah, I agree. This match was fine. It was good, serviceable. It was not the main event of main event. I think no matter what with that opening match, chances are whatever was going to be the main event with whatever time they had was not going to compete with this. Because that was just so surprising and great and
beautiful.
They delivered and beautiful. Take a shot.
Oh. Fantastic. I mean, fantastic.
So I gave this 26 barking dogs.
Yeah, well, that really does take us to the end of main event for the new year. Unless you have any kind of predictions or anything for any of the wrestlers coming up.
Predictions for them, huh?
Yeah. Like, for instance... Oh.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
You can't say that word without having spooky alien voice hypnotist guy showing up.
Well, we very rarely, if ever, do predictions.
True.
So, outside of actual, oh my God, pay-per-views.
How about this? A little early for it. Royal Rumble prediction.
Ooh.
Who will be a surprise entrant that is not named?
Oh, that's
so we're talking anybody here. And let's admit, obviously, like your Dolph Ziggler's, your Eric Rowan.
Yeah. Justin Gabriel?
Oh, all right.
I haven't seen him for a bit.
Okay, how about somebody from the past?
that would just show up?
Yeah, it's been known to happen.
Oh, but it wouldn't happen. Not the one that I want to show up. Because that's like ridiculous. And he's like, I want Undertaker to show up for the Royal Rumble.
Oh, all right. That's not totally ridiculous.
But it's something that would never happen.
Why not? You know who's champ?
Well, yeah,
the guy that took his streak.
Yeah.
To take his title.
Yeah, so
that's not out of wrestling logic there.
Mm-hmm. How about you? Somebody now and somebody in the past.
Somebody now that would be kind of surprising. boy, this would be very surprising. I would say Jeff Jarrett, who's been, the years in WWF that he was there was like 90. Chat room's going to be like, no, wrong. I'm looking at internet. 92 to like 99.
Okay.
So he's been
that's
around.
a bit of a streak.
He's been everywhere. Like he's been in Memphis wrestling. He's been in competition all around the world. Like he's been everywhere. So it would be fascinating to see him come full circle. He's been WCW, like come full circle back in WWE again and show up in the Rumble. That'd be a shocker.
Ooh,
that'd be a weird shocker.
Sounds exciting.
And I'd say what would be really cool would be to see Razor Ramon back in there one more time. Scott Hall.
Nice.
So that'd be nice.
Okay. Wow, we did a prediction set.
We did?
Yes, we did. Yeah. We'll have to raise the bar for the bars raised for Tom and Gabby now. But yes, that does bring us to the end of Main Event, the first one of the year, but definitely not the last. So where can they find you, Scott?
They can find me on Twitter at Curtain Jerks, and you can listen to my comedy wrestling podcast, Curtain Jerks, which is available on SoundCloud and iTunes.
Okay, and you guys can find me on Twitter at Markeia McCarty. That's MarkeiaMcCarty. I do Main Event here, but I also do Sailor Moon Crystal. That's the first and third Sundays of every month. So go ahead and hit me up on Twitter. We can talk wrestling. We can talk anime, Attack on Titan, if anybody noticed. We can also talk Sailor Moon. And if you enjoy live comedy, for this Sunday, I'm part of a troupe called Doctor Who Live. We do improv comedy at iOS in Hollywood. And that'll be at 10 p.m. So that's everything.
There you have it.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.